we find you guys racing against the clock. The train takes off at speed, and she actually partly mounts the track and then comes off and comes driving up, trying to get to the side of the train.
Da, 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 da.
You are literally like leap on like some sort of leopard onto this back of this train.
I want to see if I can find the independent brake for this carriage that we're on.
You find it on the side and you pull. It doesn't stop the train, but it slows it right down. You hear a door open from the opposite side of this car. This is a man with a white coat. This is Diego.
I've got a bad feeling about this.
You will not get in the way of the Ascendancy's work.
I'm gonna see some like spam
Yeah?
in a can. I'm gonna rip it open and like just launch the spam specifically at it.
Yeah. Great. Love it. He hears something coming and he goes to deflect it, but there's nothing to really cut through. And it just goes, and it goes to his eyes. He's successfully distracted.
Could I try to actually push him back towards the door that he came?
And he goes down in amongst the track on the underside of the train and he disappears. But as you do, your hand is hanging over exposed. As you fall over the edge, your hand gets caught in some machinery.
I've forgotten to open the next door. You have your gun, and then I turn to Art and I go, you have your spam, we will venture forward.
This room is full of weapons. Arthur, you find one single frag grenade.
I'll take it.
You see a Tommy gun trained at you in the other carriage.
Can I try and sneak up to the Tommy gun and try and pull it off of it?
I'm going to say this is all high stakes because you're also going... You have to cross a whole outside gap to get to the next train car. It is very exposed here.
Okay.
So you are putting yourself up to danger. It is very exposed here.
Okay.
So you are putting yourself up to danger.
I'm gonna employ here tricks of the trade.
Tell me more.
Tricks of the trade. I can, on any hide or sway roll, I can spend one nerve to lower the stakes.
Okay, so it's now
rolling.
low stakes for you.
So I'm gonna spend a nerve drive to lower the stakes of this roll.
Low stakes for you, high stakes for...
Oh, I fucked.
I'll do a drive for myself.
Add a drive, yep.
Yes, please.
I also added a drive. I got a 4.
Okay, 4.
I in a moment I want to do one of my abilities, but let's maybe let it play out first.
I'm also going to add just a generic drive into this hide roll because I think it's an important one, even if it's low stakes. Oh god, the dice have gone everywhere. What's that? That's a 5.
5, okay.
Got a 6.
6.
On the gilded.
Okay, starting with... Klaus, what'd you get?
4.
4, wasn't it? Okay, at this point, we're going to start from bottom up. So with a 4.
Klaus being the bottom.
You go... Yes, so we go... you go to... You see the gun move your direction as they see the door open, see you, but at this point, Rita coming up sees the gunman and is going to fire off a one-handed drive shot
Hell yeah, Rita.
at the window,
Dasma,
distracting them. What happens though with a 4 is he then goes into spray and pray mode and just goes shooting out all the windows on your side. Klaus, with a 4, you do get Clit, and you take a mark in body.
Okay.
As it just skims your arm. You do get to the other side of the carriage and to that door. Mixed success. A similar thing with you, Arthur. You get clipped with you take a.
Do I get a lower? Do I get to
lower stakes? Actually, no. I'm going to say you hit the deck. And it misses you, but you're like in a prone position. It's going to be tricky. Potentially going forward here. We'll see how things play out. Tearbolt, you use this point as it goes fire, and you make a beeline. And I'll also say you managed to open the door at the same time with a 6. Ooh, and you can get in this space and do something about it in this moment.
Okay.
As you're met with the individual, I'll say from this prone position, Arthur, you see it's Edgar with the Tommy gun.
Oh.
May I just, before we do anything else, I'd like to use one of my abilities, which is learn from my mistakes. The way I'd like to learn from my mistakes is don't run at a man who's pointing a gun at you. That allows me a drive back. I think that's a
seems like a good
seems like a good idea.
Thing.
Seems like a good thing to learn from.
I think so. Yeah.
So you get the drive back, fantastic, and we go into another round of things here. So whoever wants to kickstart us off, you're welcome to it.
I'd like to run at the man with the gun. No.
Can I do a thing? Can I try a thing? I want to try and read him.
Okay.
I want to try and read him to understand if there's any of my former friend left, if there's any way he could be reasoned with here.
Okay. So this is almost kind of high stakes in some way. So I say with a critical 6.
Mm-hmm.
So you would have to roll. You'd be able to convince him. With a 6, he will pause. He will continue not to shoot. Mixed success. I will say he tries to fire at you guys. He tries to fire at you and misses because he has that moment of doubt.
Mm-hmm.
On a failure, you will be hit and not get through to him at all.
Okay. Okay, I'll chuck in a drive.
Yep.
So, reading.
Yep.
That would be dual 1s.
At this moment, what do you try and say to him?
No, I'm not trying to say anything yet.
You're trying to read him.
I'm trying to see if just thinking about my interaction with him back in the camp and how he's looking now because he's kind of wildly spraying the gun around and stuff like that. I'm trying to understand if I think that there's anything left or if this is just enemy shoot.
So what's going to happen here is you try and lock eyes with him to get that read, and you do indeed get that. But then his focus hyperfixates. You see hate. You see anger. You see someone who wants vengeance upon you. Turns his gun to you, down the sights, and fires a single round into your back.
Ow.
You take a mark in body.
Oh.
What are you two doing?
Just a point of order for the team. I just looked at my sheet here, and I remembered a little while back we got 3 extra gilded dice for our team. So just a reminder, if you don't want to use a drive, use a gilded dice.
Ooh.
Made note of that.
Yeah, I did a thing.
Made note of
We
that.
probably ought to use it within this session because it's the last
otherwise
one.
it goes. Yeah, you lose it. Yeah.
Use
it or lose
assignment.
it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's start
So
gilding
you've
shit.
got that on hand.
Yeah.
Yeah. If it's the time to use it, it's this episode. So that happens, Klaus. Theobald, what are you doing this moment? Theobald, you're currently in the room, and then you are just on the outside at the door frame, Klaus.
Cool.
And you've just seen a gun train what you think is you, and then you see the bullet whiz past and hit Arthur instead.
Oh, thank God for that. Oh.
This individual looks so fucking angry. It's almost like you don't exist in this moment.
Hello. Damn.
The gun starts to move. What are you guys doing?
My gun starts to move.
Okay.
Yeah. I assume
right.
both,
if you're planning to both shoot, both roll now.
Brilliant.
Why not?
We both miss,
both roll control.
If we both miss, can our bullets hit each other?
Oh no, please don't.
Yes! Yeah.
I'm gonna use that gilded die now. I really wanna shoot this guy, and then that way I'm not gonna forget.
Go ahead.
Cool.
So I have 3 dice on this. Nice. I'm gonna
on.
shoot you, man. Okay, that's 5.
Yeah, 5.
On the gilded.
You both roll 5. At this point, he goes to arc towards you guys and starts to go do. He's firing even just as he locks. And he's just going for a spray. At this point, you guys duck. I'll say that Klaus, you duck into the frame of the window he's been shooting from because you're on the outside, and pop up and go to shoot him. At this point, you've come through the doorway, poked your head through, and fired off a shot. He manages to dodge one of these bullets, but as he goes to take cover, he gets shot in the leg as he tries to dive for cover. We come to a fresh new round here.
Okay.
Any particular order? Whoever wants to go first, or
I'm gonna try and distract him.
Okay, go ahead. Tell us how you're going to distract, and then roll your hide.
I'm going to I'm going to stand up in front of him. I'm really not hiding, which is making this roll very ironic. And I'm going to say, Edgar! You were never my friend.
He comes up from cover, pulls out the clip, puts in a fresh one, trains it on you in this like slow motion moment. Roll your hide. This is high stakes.
I'm gonna... no, I won't gild it. I'm already gilded. I'm gonna drive it.
Okay.
You lot better not miss now.
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
That's 3 2s.
Oh, jeez.
You got the one gilded there. I don't know if you can use it now. I guess it's too late.
And he goes, Arthur, as a friend, war used to be. That's something we can finally agree on. And kind of carves up, down, and up through your body, riddling with bullets. You take 2 marks in body.
I don't. I testify. Testify once per assignment. When you should take 1 or more marks from an enemy, you instead escape unscathed.
Oh my god. That is... At this moment, you see it, and all it does is you see the same imprint of these bullet holes that should be in you. You see this happening, and that fear that you felt when those rocks crushed you, fear when you were set upon by spirits, and as you've been shot at when you've been, in your hometown, as well as that danger sense you felt after you saw your childhood friend Neve push from a cliff. That danger sense kicks in, and by a hair you miss, and they go on the wooden framework behind you. we now move to you two.
Yes. I assume where he's standing. You said I was here.
The studio audience also applauded.
Yes,
Yeah.
Round of applause,
We're
round
just
of applause,
using
round
all
of
the
applause.
stuff now. We're just using all the
Yes,
stuff.
we're just all the bits. Yeah.
Where you said he stood, that must mean that where I was hiding, he can now probably see me. So,
Kind of worked it that you were in the window, so you're kind of covered in this moment. So whatever you want to do now, we take it from there.
I'm going to stand up, and I'm going to look at him, and I'm going to say, "You are nicht mein Freund," and then I'm going to have a shot.
Roll control.
Yay! Come on.
Come on. He's distracted.
5.
5. At this moment, he goes. Something we agree upon. And in that moment, unloads his full clip. But then you pop up. And you say, "Y'all need," and shoot him point blank in the sternum. And he goes down. As he unloads the clip, lowers weapon, smoke coming off the barrel. This bullet hits him in the chest and he just goes, loss of breath, just like T-Bolt was when he was shot. But this time, there's no pendant to save this individual as they fall back. Like a stiff board and fall back. Dead for all accounts and purposes.
You could be pretending. I'll shoot him on the leg. Just to
Roll control, fuck it, go.
I've seen this before.
I've
You did
seen
that a
this
bit.
before, yeah.
One
Yeah,
second.
go for it, go for it.
Control. 4.
Wow,
Coming up.
insult to injury.
Yeah, that's a 6. I know.
Okay, you just shoot him again. His body just kind of goes. Yeah.
I think that's normal. Yeah, you okay? Is it, Professor?
Well done, Tybalt. You got him. You got him.
Safe.
Okay.
I think safe from a medical perspective. That class. This fuck.
I believe he's. How you say? How would you put this? He's.
I'll say at this moment he's, for drama purposes, he is there laying, dying, spurting blood. Is there any last things you want to say to your childhood friend that you grew up in the streets of New Fair with? As you now confine him to the prison of death rather than the prison of the UCP.
Yes, I will go and... Hang on. Just point of order. Because I don't actually know.
Yes.
Why did I leave him?
So, you, from last episode, you left him to get caught by the police force, effectively.
Yes, but
On
why?
a job.
So you're gonna get
Because
I don't know.
you
For the
you
lols.
didn't like. Well, you were. The thing is, you guys were friends, but you were also working for a shadowy figure, which we never kind of dived into. And you just were annoyed by him. A very childish perspective of like,
Okay.
you annoy me. You've been pissing me off lately. I'm gonna get you fucking nicked. Fuck you. Like, just really childish. But it also had repercussions because look at where you guys are now in this moment with him bleeding out on the floor in front of you. And he's taken the journey in his life he's taken. You yours.
Okay.
You left him to be like imprisoned for many, many, many years. And someone stewing in a cell, knowing that a so-called friend of theirs imprisoned them, they had a bone to pick. The scenes a bullet has picked him.
Okay, so there's zero motivation for me to say anything to him. Because if I was that cold then...
That's a part of who you are, Arthur. There's something in you that is cold.
Sure. Then... I'm gonna.
Maybe you don't say anything at all.
I'll go up to him and say, I'll do you the courtesy of making it fast, and I'll shoot him in the head.
Cold.
I'm also gonna go pull the brake on this carriage.
Absolutely. You shoot him and just nonchalantly walk again.
Mine.
Roll a focus to find this next lever. See if it is in the same place it has been.
That would be a 6 on the gilded.
6 again, same place. You pull this, and the whole thing jerks hard, and it's now just snail-like. And
mind if I do a little search of Edgar?
go ahead.
Cool.
As it's a search, that will just be survey.
Alright.
And as he searches him, I'm gonna put him into the breath binding position, even though he doesn't deserve it. And I will say a few words, just remembering the things that my father seen him doing in the church and stuff like that.
You see globule of light through the ceiling of the carriage that only you can see. Alrighty. What are you looking for, Professor?
It'd be interesting to know what this bomb is. I've rolled a 6, which is nice. I know, right? But yeah, it'd be interesting. Yeah, I was hoping maybe there's some information about the bomb, or perhaps who is the master, or something like that.
So,
you know.
what you see is orders.
Order.
What you see is, first of all, where this device was aimed to go. It was to arrive at the fountain of the living light and to completely incapacitate the Candela setup, to drive them to madness. It's like effectively, think of like a knockout gas, but it absolutely scrambles your brains for life.
It's a scarecrow's crazy.
It's like fear toxin, but a lot worse. It can result in death.
Okay.
But it's a bioweapon, effectively.
Wow.
A tactical bioweapon. So like an encased area in this case. You will also see that in terms of who is part of the making of this device, you'll see a own Dr. Frankenstein.
I knew if I said his name enough, he would come into it.
You'll also notice that he, a bit of details about him, that he is actually ex-Eon, which is a technological group that uses magic to try and make technical devices.
So the EOS?
I think it's Eon.
Eon, yeah, okay.
Echo.
And is that Eon?
Echo.
That's the ones that use the actual bleed to actually do
To make,
things, evil things.
yeah, using mixing technology and magic.
Okay. Cool.
Yeah. And they're a kind of, they don't necessarily operate in the open, but it seems to be a recruit. He's ex-Eon as well, which means he's splintered from them, but does work of his own.
So he created this toxin? Is that fair to say? Or he's got something to do with it?
You see he's lead researcher.
Oh, wow. Oh, my God.
Lead designer.
Oh, my God, this gives me something amazing to say. Get ready for this.
Okay, go for it.
Well, he truly does believe he has created this. This is truly Dr. Frankenstein's monster.
My God.
I think.
This monstrous evil invention is really gonna cause problems. It truly has that Eon mask.
Wow.
That's better.
Wow.
That's better.
With that bombshell, you discover that Exion. You also see, however, only you at this moment see a name on there as well. You see handler of Wildwell, sorry, Rita.
Rutrose.
And you'll see her name is recently, you see a mark through her name as well.
Okay.
That's what you ascertain from that search. At this point, you again, you can feel the train it's still chucking along, but it's like a dead still almost. It's just hardly moving at all.
And we're in the third carriage. What else? Is there anything else in
you're
this
on the
carriage?
third carriage now. Yeah. So in this space, this looks like a barracks of some sort. Where usually there's men are stationed in here for the sake of the defense of the carriage, but
Like a caboose?
Is there any
there's
body
always
armor?
like bunks and stuff, and maybe some personal effects and stuff, and it's just where if they say it's like an overnight train, the people sleep here, but also it guards the train. It's where all the personnel would be.
Right, so I'm sleepy, Klaus, so I will see you in about 8 hours.
Long rest?
We have to ensure that the train. Where is was Cedric on the train as well?
I mean, you saw them all leave together, and I'll say it's safe to assume if these two are here. You can't be for sure, but it's a fair assumption to make that since 3 of the 2 that were, that were together, that Cedric may be on this train. He did say he was going to catch a train.
Yeah,
To
we should
Arthur,
keep
to
going
Arthur anyway.
To make sure we kill all of them before they can do anything, really.
So
I
good.
don't know. But whatever you think. Arthur, are you okay?
I think Arthur is now just cold and focused.
Professional has come out. The true criminal syndicate professional has come out.
Yeah, I guess I've seen Arthur doing that before, kind of like blocking and just focusing on the mission. So I'll just kind of like pretend I didn't say anything and try to do this up.
Is there any body armor in here from these soldiers?
You can have a look. That would be a focus.
4.
Yes, there will be some armor, but there again is the armor that Iga tried to put on and didn't get time to.
Okay, I will put it on.
Okay. I'm gonna say that will give you a drive.
There is actually a body armor thing.
Whoa.
Equipment, please.
Cool.
Which basically, it soaks one body.
Oh, nice. Okay, so if you're from now on, if you were to take more than one, well, if you take one, it's
Yeah.
0. Okay, great, fabulous. Take that as a piece of gear then.
I noticed it in my gear list, and I'm like, I don't have one of those, but that looks like that would be useful, actually.
Yes, go for it. Yeah, absolutely. Right.
My body armor, my Tommy gun, my grenade.
At this point, you assume that the next carriage must be holding the device, because the only other one would be the engine room for the train to actually be moving. So you can say for sure that in this next room,
Oh, good.
is this device, based on process of elimination.
So I want to take out the Scarlet grenade that we still have, Can I just have a look at it quickly and see if there's a way that we could safely reactivate it, and then lob it into said room?
Yep, that's fine. You can definitely do that. So that would be. I'm going to say this is going to be. I'll say hide roll sleight of hand. You're very delicately. So that would be a hide roll from yourself. There is a chance for it to just go off immediately if you fuck this up.
Okay. I'm gonna go stand next to the door, so at the very least it's close to that door when I do it. And I'll say to the others just stay back. And I'll chuck in a drive, because, probably ought to not fuck it up. Do I have anything else that I can play with here? Yes, I think I do. I saw this coming.
Okay.
I've been thinking about this plan, which I actually have, for ages.
Yes.
So I'm going to chuck in another die on top of that.
As you're moving through the tray. Yeah.
Yep. Well, it's basically
that's fine, absolutely.
quite literally true that I've been thinking about doing this all the way through. So we're just going to go with it. Three, 2, 2, 4.
Oh, mixed success. So what will happen here, as you open the door, you do throw it in. As you go to, so this is, I'll say you're able to arm it and throw it in. But as you open the door to throw it in, bang. As standing on the opposite doorway, door to open, is Cedric Callahorn. It goes in, but it lands at his feet. He shoots you and goes, and it hits your body armor. So you do not take a mark in body. And he goes, oh fuck. And it wasn't a full canister, but at this point he is going and kind of having a bit of a freak out in this moment, and stumbles back into this carriage that he's just emerged from, falling back through the doorway, just kind of grabbing at his face. You don't know what he's seeing. Would you like to proceed into the carriage? Shadow Knight.
I think so. Tommy gun ready.
So you guys come in armed to the nines, coming in here like a old school Ocean's 11 coming in.
I'll cover myself just in case.
Oh, that's a good idea.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'll also.
I'll cover myself in about that.
At this point, it has just kind of evaporated. But as a precaution, you do this. You will not, regardless, you won't get any effects here.
Okay.
As you get into this space, and he's kind of, you see this guy with confidence completely become a bit of a wuss. As he is, all the confidence is gone, and he's just having a bit of a freak out. But he is pointing the gun at you guys. You don't know what sort of shit he's saying right now. But next, you arrive in this kind of office space, and like any tyke, he wants his goods right where he can see them. And you see this device based in what is a kind of office space. What you could call an office space in the train like this. It's not as super nice established, but you do see some nice whiskies on the wall and stuff like this. He's made a little setup for himself, but the device kind of takes up most of this space as you walk into here.
Is there a door to the outside of the carriage in this carriage?
On the other side, yes, that leads to the engine room.
I mean, like something where, like a door that would open out, or maybe a window.
On the sides.
Yeah, on the sides.
Oh, on the sides. Yes.
Perfect.
Because that's how they loaded it onto the.
Beautiful. I'm going to open that door. I'm going to look at Mr. Callahan. I'm going to say, "Mein Freund, look, salvation just out there."
Is this a sway roll?
It is absolutely.
Roll a sway.
Yay. I'm going to put a drive. Oh, and I'm going to use my gilded.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Depending on what is rolled here, would be very interesting.
5 on the gilded.
5. And he goes like, his invitation to get away from the situation, so he's going to take it, and he's going to run Scarper, and he is, you just see him losing his mind, running through the fields, in just a random direction, throws his gun away, and he's like, ah! And he's just having a freak out.
I'm going to help him here. I'm going to shoot him.
That's fair.
Just. I actually have disadvantage, which is probably fair.
You could use your gilded.
Oh, yeah, let's do that. Which just gives me a straight roll, right? A disadvantage.
Gilded, it just adds an extra gilded die to the mix. It doesn't give advantage or anything.
Well, I have disadvantage. So this would go straight, right?
Oh, yeah, sorry, I didn't realize. I didn't realize. Yeah.
So just a straight gilded roll. Why not?
Yes.
We're here. Boom. Oh. 5.
5. He's running it, and you go to put him out of his misery. What do you say as you unload this full clip of Tommy gun ammo into the back of this man as he runs through the open field?
No, come on, we've got to have something clever here. We've got to have something clever. We've got to have a good, 80s one-liner.
Mm-hmm. You're the bomb.
No.
It's just been revoked.
God damn it! I wish I'd had a.
That's the word. God damn it.
How's this for market research? I don't know. That's not good. I'll think of one later. We can put it in like I was clever.
Oh, okay, we'll segue it in. Right. Sorry.
Just like a phone clip of me from 3 weeks' time.
So guys, like this. You cut him down. At this point, the train suddenly goes to a complete stop, and coming out from the engine room side is Rita, and holding the engineer hostage at gunpoint. I'm glad you made it. Is everybody okay? Is anybody hurt?
Well, I twinged my back slightly.
Just look at.
Okay, great. That's not bad, I guess.
Tybalt's hands just like. I've been shot in the back,
And here, in this moment, there is now just you guys, Rita, and the driver who's held hostage, and this big device.
Okay, and the train's at a stop.
The train's at a stop.
I'll just open my little locket and kind of try to detect bleed coming from this machine.
The whole thing is made of bleed. It's just bleed, just fully made up.
I'll say that. This is bad. We know already anyway. We knew already.
I just realised what your one-liner should have been.
Go.
I'm taking care of business.
Oh no! No, it's not that.
No?
It's wait. Okay. Pretend this just happened. It just happened. This is a hostile takeover.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Excellent. And in fact, you know what? Just do a compilation of all the things we've said.
Yes. Yeah.
So
You're right.
it's
Shame.
full of bleed.
Okay. Does it look? Can we inspect it? Does it look armed in any way? Does it look like there's a timer or something?
Not currently.
Okay.
There, you actually see. Roll. Focus.
4.
4. You'll get the sense that it's kind of basing off the project. This one is not on the timer. This is set to remote detonate. With a detonator.
Oh.
Well, not a detonator as such. There is something to activate it. It's not like an explosion, but you could probably see it being integrated into maybe some way of ventilation. Like putting it into some way that it activates and ventilates it as a. It's currently in a big sap liquid form. And it's got this device on the side of it that looks like it can transform it into a gas.
Okay.
What are the chances that the thing that I made earlier to stop, to make Scarlet inert, is that something
spicy.
maybe I could use here to make it safe?
Well, I think this is a good place to wind up our assignment.
All right.
In this moment, we'll start with, first of all, because I think it's very prevalent, Rita in this moment turns to you, Arthur, and goes, I never meant for any of this to happen. I'm so sorry.
Rita?
I regretted that day so much. And I can't take it back. I hope this aids to redeeming myself. I'm so sorry about Neve. And that voice from that moment of slurness at the beginning of our session, that voice, eerily familiar, comes into clarity. It was her voice.
I'm gonna walk up to her.
You feel her body kind of tense a bit. At this point, I'll say you've tied up the guy. He's just in the corner.
Yeah, I was gonna tell him to just.
Yes.
Why?
He used to work with Eon. And we're trying to find new ways to do something with bleed. I thought it would be something revolutionary. But then that day, they gave me a choice. And it was at that point that it changed my way about the organization, how I felt, and I will... The person leading this project, I used to be married to them, but I separated myself from him as my first act of defiance. But I also didn't want to risk them hurting you. So I said nothing afterwards. I've been living in the town. But I've been trying to find a way to fight back. I'm so sorry.
Can I read her?
Yeah,
Is she being honest?
make a read.
Well, that would be a gilded 6.
With that, you can tell that this woman has looked a face of someone who's haunted by this very action that she did for all the days since. You see bags under her eyes. She does not sleep well. You see her regret. You see honesty, true honesty in this moment.
With one hand, I'm going to embrace her. I'm going to hug her and hold her close to me. With the other hand, I'm going to slip back in the pin that I'd taken out of the grenade in my pocket and let it go.
And what?
And let it rest. I've disarmed it.
Okay.
And then I'll hug her with both hands.
Okay. She hugs you back, and she just weeps in this moment. It's almost like she's been waiting for this very moment to just... She was looking for forgiveness from somewhere, but where was she going to find it apart from you? You're her only source of some sort of what she feels real redemption. She wants to do. You sense she means that, and she'll do anything to rectify her mistake. We then move over to you two. At this point, word will be sent to Candela. The device will be taken into their ownership, and they store it in the Four Pharaohs. You'll learn this from Viren. You'll learn that this is a place where they keep any magical artifacts, dangerous technologies involving bleed and magic gets stored away from unwanting eyes or those who would use these artifacts and relics or devices for horrible means. And what do you guys do over the coming days as you rest from your wounds and your battles and your journey of this assignment over
with Art's permission and with Tybalt's pretend powers that definitely don't work.
Yeah.
I would like to suggest something.
Go ahead.
I don't know if this will work,
We'll find out.
but it's the original reason I created a possible cure for Scarlet. The body of Neve is still technically around, and we know for certain that her soul is still technically around too.
She actually, in the last assignment, Tybalt,
She moved on.
Her soul being free is her body, is a soulless vessel.
So my plan for the entire episode, in fact, the entire few episodes, has been completely and utterly pointless. Therefore, I will grab my gun, shoot myself in the head.
Are you wanting? The body's still there, and that's the thing that's been helping create this thing. So
With-
it's something,
yes.
anything to do with the antidote and
I
stuff,
would
if
still,
that's the-
yes, that does make sense actually, because it at least allows for peace. So I would like to try and use the antidote to remove this Scarlet sort of bleed from.
So you want to make a full, potent, 100% working antidote?
Please. Yeah.
I'm going to leave this up to a roll
Okay.
for this. And if we don't get in this assignment, we'll try and do it in the next one.
Cool.
I need you... This is focus because you're analyzing.
Cool.
You're inspecting, you're doing your experiments. You will get access to labs that Candela has access to.
Okay.
So I will say roll this with an extra die.
Cool. All right. I'm also going to add a drive. So that gives me 4 dice. So it's all
Okay.
going to go badly wrong.
So, yeah. Go ahead. We'll see how we get on.
6 on the gilded.
Ooh, very nice.
It takes you a couple of weeks.
Minutes.
Minutes. A couple of weeks. But with the access to the labs from Candela, you do create a antidote to this pure Scarlet. So it can't be used against Candela and hopefully not any general populace.
Cool.
Making the weapon relatively null.
Awesome. Well, I'm hero, thank you.
And Theobald, what do you do in these
Um,
days, weeks after your assignment?
A lot of self-reflection, kind of like thinking everything's happened, the meaning of friendship and all these things that how could things go wrong, and at the same time reflecting of how happy I feel that I found so late in life people that I can rely on relatively, and a new kind of purpose in a way, kind of like still focus on my spirit. I'll be doing sessions just on my own to kind of like try to assess more information as well. And yeah, I would maybe ask Professor if he would be willing to do some therapy sessions for me, because I feel very conflicted at the moment. Mentally, I'm not sure what is real and what is not anymore, and there's a lot of weird things been happening recently, so I want to make sure this is not all a dream, things like that.
It's all been tricks of the light.
So maybe you can help
You
me.
instantly
maybe.
refer yourself and get a second opinion. But you're also fed a report from Candela, and you can indeed find out in your time and confirmed to you. You'll get reports from this. The body of Diego Paris was not found. Meaning, he's still out there somewhere. And so is your father. So is the Cardinal. They're still operating. Why was a member of Pyre involved?
Yeah, I picked that, yeah.
And with that, we come to the end of Assignment Lens, and this particular chapter was called Silence in Scarlet. Thank you, everybody.
Hang on.
Oh.
Hold up.
There's a after credit scene.
You
After credit
didn't give
scene.
me a summary.
Do you not do the huggy wuggies? Do you wanna do it? You want more?
Yes.
What would you like to do, sir? What would you outside of huggy wuggies with the auntie?
He pulls the pin back out.
In the next couple of weeks after that moment, Arthur will return to the area where all the bodies are, and start to recover them. As he does, thinking about the fact that he's taken so much damage, 3 scars, it becomes clear that his purpose now is to rebuild his home. And so he will graciously go to Candela and say that this is it. He will stop.
So you're choosing to retire.
It's time to retire.
Dun, dun, dun.
Although, is it reversed so it's this way on mine? I don't know.
Yeah.
And with that, they redact your records with them. Only a few know you worked with Candela, including your circle. Do you say any parting words to your circle, or do you not tell them?
I don't think I say anything initially, but if anyone were to look, they would discover that all the paperwork that our dear friend, Mr. Tycoon Man, whose name I've now forgotten, Cedric Callahan held on him, are missing. And they might hear about the new boss in town. Who's taken over the local sawmill business.
Okay.
And maybe in time they'll see someone very well dressed and very respectable rebuilding a village in the middle of the Scarlet Woods. And somewhere deep in those woods, in a covered area at the bottom of a cliff, where a gravesite used to be, they'll find a small memorial. That simply says, "Don't stop flying." The end.
And the after credits scene ends. And that is us for tonight, folks. Thank you so much. I feel like this is going to be a free parter. So I got the thumbs up from Rob. Thank you so much to all my players. Thank you for those that are watching. If you're on Twitch, on YouTube, drop us follow or subscribe, like, all that good stuff. And to see more of this. Potentially another assignment in the barrel, as there's still some loose ends to tie up with some of our Circle of the Shadow and Light, if it upholds that name. Now one of its members has returned to civilian life. And philanthropy apparently as well. Thank you everybody, and take care. Bye.
Good night.
Bye! Jump scare! Bye. It's a jump scare.